lived up to the expectations so far this season, and that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Yeah, which is exactly where they are right now. It's not too late for them to make that kind of emphatic late push that turns a season from average to excellent, though.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. A look at the 76ers starting group. Robert Covington out there with Noel. Then it's Iverson. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. And it's Okafor in at the 5 spot.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Iverson with the ball. Wade picks him up. And Whiteside sends it back. And here comes the break. Kicks it to Udrih. To the inside. And the jam by Whiteside.
Udrih with the excellent feed that time.
So it's Philadelphia now. 4-point game. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Two teams in the bottom half of the conference as far as respect goes. They're both scratching and clawing to try to get a little more of that respect.
And it's the Heat with the ball after the miss from Allen Iverson. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots as a team. Very basic.
Kevin, lowest field goal percentage in the entire league. And by a wide margin, hard to get any wins when that's the case.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Here's Okafor. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Erik Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
Kevin, speaking to him about their game plan, he said it is all about taking care of the ball and not forcing anything. He said the one team that beats us more than any other is ourselves. If we get sloppy on offense, then it'll be a very tough game for us to win. It's something I stressed to them before the game. Let's see if they heard the message, guys.
And Doris, appreciate the report. And we'll get to see early on here how coaches' focus on their shot selection comes to fruition, guys.
And if they heed their coach's words and really commit to finding the best shot possible each time down, I think they'll be fine.
Teamwork is the secret here. I mean, if they're going to achieve that goal of shooting a high percentage from the floor, they can't do it as individuals.
Here's Cannon following the basket by Chris Bosh. Picked by Okafor. Cannon kicks to Okafor. No good. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
And stolen by Iverson. To the wing on the left. Covington kicks to Okafor from 12 feet out. Again, Okafor missing.
Still can't quite get anything to fall after 5 tries.
That's good from Wade on the assist by Udrih.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Now here's Iverson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte. And Noel kicks to Cannon. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Udrih.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
And so Cannon nails both of them. Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them. Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush. Not good shot selection, long range, and the defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not. Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
Iverson outside. Pick by Okafor. Iverson kicks to Cannon. The feed to Okafor. The shot is off. And it's Miami the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Here's Udrih. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. The shot by Wade, no good. The 76ers trail by 7. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And let's take a second to view a list of shooting guards who have been very dependable offensively this season. These two guards are the most accurate in the league. Second is Dwayne Wade.
You know, just ask this group. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming on the perimeter.
And not only can they light it up from the perimeter, Greg, but they get their buckets getting to the rim as well. I mean, aggressive moves to the basket are always going to help your shooting percentage. You got to get some easy ones to shoot a high percentage.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. Following the miss by Chris Bosh. And the dunk by Boozer.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Miami. The Heat leading by 5. And Udrih kicks to Bosh. Down low, Haslem dishes to Dang. Miami no good on that time either.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Iverson kicks to Noel. The jump hook, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
I like the way they're working the ball inside because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
And last year, quite a rookie campaign for Nerlens Noel. He had the ACL injury he sustained in college, missed his first full season with the Sixers, and like you've talked about, you know, he came back and really, with a flourish, made a mark his first year in the league.
And Kevin, a lot of people wondered how would he bounce back from that knee, and I'd have to say it was pretty good. I mean, finished 3rd in the voting for Rookie of the Year.
And so here is Philadelphia, following the miss by Chris Bosh. On the wing, Iverson lets it go from deep, and he gets it to go. And that ties it up.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Top of the key, and it's Bosh, that time on the assist by Udrih. Udrih has got assist number 5 here tonight.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Philadelphia with the ball. The pass to Stauskas. He dishes it to Boozer. Boom, he jams it straight down.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the D to handle it.
Well, I tell you what, you just got to sit back and admire the creativity there.
And so here is Miami. 76ers getting the bucket. Bosh, no one around him, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Bosch has got 11 points.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosch with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off of teams, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosch went out. And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Now here's Dang. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Grant kicks to Boozer. Can't connect from short range.
You know, Bosch was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Here's Dragic after Carl Landry's bucket. Haslam a screen. A steal. Fast break, Philadelphia. Hits, count that one from Stauskas. Stauskas has got his first basket of the night. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about how well they defended the rim? Not just blocking shots, but also altering them here in this first half. And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
Kendall Marshall's checked in for Philadelphia. Dragic gets the bucket.
Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Now, here's Marshall. Defense right on him. Here's Boozer. Landry. It's good on the putback. Landry's got his second basket of the game.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Dang.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And Philadelphia making a change here.
Sampson.
There's 37 seconds left to play here in the first. And Marshall kicks to Landry. And he can't bank that one in. So for the 76ers, their last game, a win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, the bench production in that game was terrific. Points from multiple sources.
Yeah, everybody that stepped on the floor played and made a contribution, and that's always a positive thing.
And here is Marshall. Inside, pass to Sampson. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Hassan Whiteside. Justice Winslow.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Heat. They lead by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.